The difference between a trader who stays the same and a trader who gets better every month comes down to one habit, not a strategy, not an indicator, a habit, journaling. The traders who journal improve, the traders who don't keep making the same mistakes until the account runs out. Today, I'm giving you the exact system I use to track every trade so that your data can show you what your emotions won't. Welcome back to From Zero to Funded in 30 Days. This is day 22, and today we're building the system that turns everything from yesterday, the 4 emotions, the 4 frameworks, into something you can actually measure and improve over time. Here's the honest truth about trading psychology. The frameworks from day 21, the pause, the budget, the review, the walkaway, only work if you can see where they're needed. And you can only see where they're needed if you have data, not memory, data. Because your memory lies to you. Your memory tells you you followed the plan when you didn't. Your memory tells you the loss was the market's fault when it was yours. Your memory smooths over the details that matter and keeps the narrative that protects your ego. A journal doesn't do any of that. A journal records exactly what happened, why you did it, and how you felt while doing it. And when you review it at the end of the week, the patterns jump off the page. Patterns your memory would have hidden from you forever. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to track in every journal entry, how to set up your journal in under 5 minutes, how to review it for patterns, and the specific insights that turned my own trading around when I finally started doing this consistently. Let me give you the exact fields I record for every single trade. 8 fields. Takes about 60 seconds to fill in after each trade. That's it. Field 1, date and time. When did you take this trade? This matters because you'll eventually see patterns around specific times of day or days of the week where your performance is consistently better or worse. Field 2, the setup. What type of entry was this? Pullback, breakout, or reversal from day 13? What zones aligned? What confirmation did you see? This is 1 or 2 sentences describing the technical reason you took the trade. Field 3, entry price. The exact price you entered. Field 4, stop price, where your stop was placed. Field 5, target price, where your planned exit target was. Field 6, result, what actually happened? Did you hit target, get stopped, take a partial exit early, or discretionary close? Include the $P and L. Field 7, did you follow your plan? This is the most important field in the entire journal. A simple yes or no. Did you follow every rule in your trading plan on this trade? If no, which rule did you break? Field 8, emotional state. What were you feeling before, during, and after the trade? Were you calm, anxious, frustrated, excited, fearful, confident, tilted from a previous loss? 1 or 2 words is enough. This field is what connects your psychology to your results over time. Those 8 fields, every trade, no exceptions. The first 6 are mechanical, just numbers and facts. Field 7 is discipline accountability. Field 8 is the psychological data that nobody else will ever give you because nobody else can see inside your head while you're trading. I don't care what tool you use, spreadsheet, Google Sheet, Notion, a paper notebook, whatever you'll actually fill in consistently. The best journal is the one you use, not the one that looks prettiest. If you want to keep it simple, open a Google Sheet right now. Put the 8 field names across the top row as column headers. Date, setup, entry, stop, target, result, followed plan, emotional state. That's your journal. Done. It took 30 seconds. If you want something more visual, there are free trading journal templates online. Some of them include charts and screenshots. Those are nice but not necessary. The data matters more than the format. Here's what I do not recommend. Buying $100 journaling software before you've proven you'll actually journal consistently. Start with a free spreadsheet. Journal every trade for 30 days. If you're still doing it after 30 days, then upgrade to whatever tool makes your life easier. but most traders who buy expensive journal software stop using it within 2 weeks because the tool was never the problem, the habit was. Fill in your journal entry immediately after each trade. Not at the end of the day, not at the end of the week, right after you close the trade before you take another one. Here's why timing matters. If you wait until the end of the day, you will forget the emotional details. You'll remember the P and L. You'll remember the entry price, but you won't remember that you were tilted from the previous loss when you entered this one. You won't remember that you hesitated for 10 seconds before clicking. You won't remember that you felt FOMO because you'd been flat for 2 hours and wanted action. Those emotional details are the entire point of Field 8. They're the data that reveals your psychological patterns, and they evaporate from memory within minutes. If you don't capture them in the moment, they're gone. My personal workflow: trade closes, I immediately tab over to my journal, fill in the 8 fields in about 60 seconds, then go back to watching the chart for the next setup. 60 seconds, that's the cost. And the return on that 60 seconds is the single most valuable data set in your entire trading career. Filling in the journal is step 1. Reviewing it is where the actual improvement happens. Every weekend, Sunday for me, because I trade Sunday through Thursday, I sit down with my journal from the past week and run through what I call the weekly audit. It takes about 20 minutes and answers 5 specific questions. Question 1: how many trades did I take this week and how many followed the plan? This gives you your plan compliance rate. If you took 15 trades and followed the plan on 12, your compliance is 80%. The goal is not 100%, that's unrealistic. The goal is to see the number and know where the gaps are. Question 2: of the trades where I broke the plan, which rule did I break most often? This is where patterns emerge. Maybe you'll find that you broke your stop loss rule 3 times this week, all after 2 consecutive losses. Now you know the specific trigger. Back-to-back losses make you move your stop. That's not a mystery anymore. It's a data point with a solution. The walkaway trigger from day 21. Question 3: what was my emotional state on my worst trades? Pull up every trade where you lost money or broke a rule and look at Field 8. You'll start seeing the same words repeating: tilted, frustrated, FOMO, rushed. Those words are your early warning system. When you notice yourself feeling them in real time during a future session, you'll know from data, not from theory, that those feelings lead to bad trades. And that recognition is what makes the walkaway trigger actually work. Question 4: what was my emotional state on my best trades? This one is just as important, but almost nobody asks it. Pull up your best trades, the ones where you followed the plan and hit target, and look at Field 8. You'll probably see words like calm, patient, focused, no pressure. That's your optimal trading state. And now you know what it looks like, which means you can start engineering your pre-session routine to get there more consistently. Question 5: is there a time of day, day of week, or setup type that's consistently underperforming? This is where the date, time, and setup fields pay off. Maybe you'll discover that your breakout entries have a 30% win rate while your pullback entries have a 55% win rate. Or maybe you'll find that every trade you take in the last hour of the session loses money. These are not guesses. These are facts from your own data. And once you see them, you can update your trading plan to eliminate the weak spots. Those 5 questions, 20 minutes, every weekend. That cycle, journal daily, audit weekly, is the improvement engine that separates traders who get better from traders who just keep trading the same way year after year. I want you to hold on to something here that I'll come back to at the end. The journal doesn't tell you what to do differently. It tells you what you're already doing wrong. That distinction matters more than it sounds. Hold that thought. Let me give you 3 specific examples of insights I got from my own journal that I never would have found without it. Insight 1, I discovered that every time I traded within the first 10 minutes of the New York Open, I lost money. Not sometimes, every time over a 3-month sample. My journal showed me that my early entries were always chasing the opening move. FOMO driven, no pullback, no confirmation. I removed the first 10 minutes from my trading plan. My win rate went up immediately. Insight 2, I discovered that my worst losing days always started with a winning trade that I held past my target. The greed on trade 1 put me in an aggressive mental state that made trades 2, 3, and 4 all worse. The solution from my journal data, take the partial at target every single time, no exceptions. That rule came directly from a pattern I spotted in field 8, confident after trade 1, then frustrated after trades 2 through 4. Insight 3, I discovered that my compliance rate dropped to below 50% on Fridays, specifically Friday afternoons. My journal showed me that by Friday I was mentally exhausted from a full week of trading, and my discipline fell apart in the last session. The fix, I stopped trading Friday afternoons entirely, cut them from my plan. My weekly P&L went up because I removed the session where I was consistently giving money back. None of those insights came from watching a YouTube video or reading a book. They came from my own data about my own trading, collected over weeks and months of consistent journaling. That's the point. The journal is not theory, it's a mirror. Let me hit the mistakes I see so you can avoid them. Mistake 1, only journaling, losing trades. If you only journal when you lose, you miss the data from your winners, and your winners contain just as much actionable information. A win where you broke the plan tells you something critical. A win where you were calm and focused tells you what your optimal state looks like. Journal every trade. Mistake 2, not recording the emotional state field. This is the one most traders skip because it feels soft or unnecessary. It is the most important field in the journal. Without it, you have a trade log, not a journal. A trade log tells you what happened. A journal tells you why. Mistake 3, filling in the journal at the end of the day instead of after each trade. By then, the emotional details are gone. You'll write fine or normal for every trade because you can't remember the specifics. That data is useless. Mistake 4, journaling for a week and then stopping. The value of a journal compounds over time. 1 week of data tells you almost nothing. 4 weeks starts showing patterns. 12 weeks gives you a complete picture of your strengths and weaknesses. The traders who get the most value from journaling are the ones who've been doing it for months, not days. Mistake 5, never reviewing the journal. Writing it down and never looking at it again means you did the work without getting the payoff. The weekly audit is where the improvement happens. Without it, the journal is just a file on your computer. Now, back to what I told you to hold on to. The journal doesn't tell you what to do differently. It tells you what you're already doing wrong. Here's why that distinction matters. Most trading education is prescriptive. It tells you what to do. Use this indicator. Follow this strategy. Set your stop here. That's valuable, and that's what we've done for 21 days. But prescriptive advice only works if the problem is knowledge, and by day 21 the problem is no longer knowledge. The problem is execution. The journal is descriptive. It shows you your own behavior, not what you should do, what you actually did. And when what you actually did doesn't match what your plan says you should have done, the gap is visible. You can't argue with it. You can't rationalize it. It's right there in the data, in your own handwriting with a timestamp. That visibility is what drives change. Not knowing the right answer, seeing yourself give the wrong one repeatedly in a pattern you can no longer deny. That's when the frameworks from day 21 stop being theory and start being survival tools, because the journal proved you need them. The traders who improve fastest are not the ones who learn the most. They're the ones who see their own mistakes most clearly. And the journal is the tool that makes that possible. Remember what I said at the very start. The difference between a trader who stays the same and a trader who gets better is one habit: journaling. Now you know the system. 8 fields, 60 seconds per trade, 5 questions every weekend. The journal captures what your memory won't, reveals patterns your emotions hide, and gives you the data to improve deliberately instead of hoping. Tomorrow, day 23, we're getting into common mistakes, the specific errors that beginners make over and over, and how to recognize them in yourself before they cost you money. A lot of those mistakes are going to sound familiar from your journal. If you're starting your journal today, drop a comment telling me which of the 8 fields you think is going to be the hardest to fill in. Honestly, I'm betting it's field 8. Hit subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you tomorrow in day 23.